Hello guys, Sue Jerry speaking. Welcome to LJPCBM episode number 1031. And today we react to Lima Shenanigans of 1977 number 13, NXT 2.0 event center for September 13th, 2022. Beyond this beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Live from the Super Guy Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. This is the YouTube channel vlog show in which video games and flash show gameplays, along with sports and wrestling talk, are the norm. This is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, good times, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now here's the host and perpetrator of these shenanigans, Mr. Big Beefy E himself, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Welcome, everybody, live from my big, beefy man cave. That's right. I'm calling it that from now on. In fact, I'll be changing that intro. And Peter Gilmore, I'm blaming you for making me change my intro. I'm not mad at you, man. It's like, I think, and then we think about it. Every time your show starts and you think you got everything, when all of a sudden you come up with brand new ideas. Like my room, it's gonna be complete, but you look around and go. I look around my room and go, it needs more containers. I mean, change up containers, and I gotta change up some stuff and everything else. Get rid of more containers. I don't know. That's the beauty of having a new room. We have new stuff and everything else. So welcome everyone to my brand new YouTube channel vlog show with 13 episodes. This is the 13th episode with 13 episodes in of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Why did I call it out? I was born in 1977 and I've caused a lot of shenanigans since then. Whether it be good or bad, or not bad shenanigans to get me in trouble with the law or anything. It's bad shenanigans from getting punished or when I was. But nowadays I'm no longer a little kid. Obviously you can see. But I am feeling relaxed and having a great time wearing my Transformer Soundwave's my favorite Decepticon because he's pretty cool. And I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Seriously, I hope you guys are having a very blessed day. As you know, my name is Eric Lima. I am the perpetrator of these shenanigans, whatnot. Episode 13. Now, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to talk about what happened on NXT 2.0 last night. And note that this will be the first and last time calling it NXT 2.0. I'll explain why in just a moment. Even though I have my Eric Lima Shenanigans, all right, 1977 NXT 2.0 and Level Up Event Center notes. Level Up is on Fridays at 10 o'clock after SmackDown and on Peacock. So let's talk about what's going on. The WWE Universe has allowed to choose two things. Three things. One, their Superstar of the Year from NXT 2.0. The next challenger for Carmella Hayes' North American title. A little bit more on that. And the stipulation for the Pretty Deadly Creed Brothers Tag Team Championship matchup, which Pretty Deadly are the defending champions. So it kicked it off with the NXT Tag Team Championship matchup in a steel cage. They announced it on Raw. So everybody's voted on that. So Pretty Deadly and Creed Brothers, they were going at it. As you know, the Creed Brothers lost the titles due to the betrayal of Damon Kemp. Damon Kemp once again struck again by handcuffing Julius Creed to the cage. That's right. And Brutus Creed, his bigger brother, almost made mincemeat of Pretty Deadly, but Pretty Deadly hit spilt milk twice, and the 3 count. So that means Damon Kemp's going to need a partner if he's going to fight the Creed Brothers. I am dead serious. Creed Brothers, very upset. So anyway,
yes.
Now there were 3 men Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed that would be the next challenger for the North American title: Wesley, Von Wagner, or Joe Gacy. Wesley won it. It would be a great matchup, and so Wesley was really excited about it. Joe Gacy says it's okay. We got work to do later on tonight.
Okay.
Then women's action. Fallon Henley, who had was accompanied by her former NXT UK Tag Team Champions Josh Briggs and Briggs Jensen were one of the Connors Cure cancer thrivers. You know, in other words, this young kid was basically still thriving on to beat cancer, and was invited by NXT, which is really cool and classy on their part because September is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month, and you know they do Connor's Cure, Connor McCulloch, his interaction with Daniel Bryan, aka Bryan Danielson, now in AEW, and it's a wonderful thing, you know. It's a wonderful thing, and she took on, and Fallon Henley took on Lash Legend. And Fallon Henley did defeat Lash Legend. What's next for Fallon Henley? A little bit more on that. Sanga and Valentina Feroz was waiting on the medical update of Yulisa Leon because she has not been competing. And she was sad because she had her knee in a brace. 9 months she'll be out by.
Yeah.
Man, you know, I like Yulisa Leon. She always does, you know, the shaking. You know, I thought, you know, Shakira, get your heart out. So Sanga and Valentina Feroz comforted them, but then Von Wagner and Mr. Stone disrespected the ladies and Sanga. And Sanga's a true gentleman. Watch your language, there's ladies here. And
yes.
I tell you, Von Wagner and Sanga, you have those two big bulls go at it. Hey, why not? And then Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. Oh, the young man was my name is Mason, I believe. The night wolf, light wolf crawler or something like that. So. The night howler. There you go, the night howler. That's what it is. I'm trying to think. You know, young kid. They were really excited about that, and you know, being with him and all that. And then talking about Fallon Henley's win. Then they run a Toxic Attraction and Brooks Jensen. Boy, wow. I'm telling you, man. You know, he wants to pick. He wants to like a girl. Find Brooks a girl so much. Poor kid. This guy's a second generation superstar. Right? His son is. You know, his father is Barry Buchanan, a.k.a. Bull Buchanan, okay? Or B Squared, who was hanging out with John Cena. A former tag team champion, I might add. And he tells Mandy Rose, I like your Instagram pics, and he meant to say, titles, but he said, hits. I'm like, wow. Oh, come on, no. I'm like, Brooks, better go, Brooks. Abort the mission. And but Mandy Rose disrespected him. Fallon Henley was upset with him. They were about to go at it, and then Briggs and Jensen said, let's go. I see another feud coming this way. Who knows? Fallon Henley getting a women's title shot. Mandy Rose is, but more on Toxic Attraction. They go out and dress NXT Universe, and the Alba Fire, formerly known as Kaylee Ray, comes out, puts the bat to the chin of Mandy Rose and said, I'm going to be the next NXT Women's Champion. Gigi Dolan and JC Jane tried to blindside her. She knocked them both out and chased out Toxic Attraction. It seems like Mandy Rose now got a bullseye on her back. Fallon Henley started snapping at her. Now Alba Fire is snapping at her. Watch your back, Miss Rose. Watch your back. And then Cora Jade addresses the NXT women's locker room, and she starts dissing Wendy Chu. And then Mackenzie Mitchell interviews Wendy Chu. Wendy Chu said, it was nonchalantly dissing Cora Jade. Lash Legend interrupts her. They started cackling at each other. It was crazy. The Super Diva, Quincy Elliott, who reminds me a lot of Goldust with the flamboyance and the size, Mabel, Viscera, Big Daddy V. That would be Quincy Elliott. Makes his debut and makes quick work of Sean Gallagher. I don't know if he's related to Jack Gallagher. We're not going to get into that.
No.
So Mackenzie Mitchell interviews Cameron Grimes because he said Cameron Grimes and a mystery partner to go up against Tony D'Angelo and Stacks. And then Cameron Grimes says the only person I'm going to trust is Cameron Grimes.
Yes.
And then Wesley was getting ready for his North American title match, but he was brutally attacked by Carmella Hayes and Trick Williams. So a little bit more on that situation as we go on. Cameron Grimes decided to go in a handicap match against Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Schism, that would be the dyad, Rip Fowler and Jagger Reed. Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler. I gotta remember those. Why don't we give them back to the grizzled young veterans Zach Gibson and James Drake, for God's sakes? I don't know why again. So Rip Fowler and Jagger Reed go appear at ringside. JC went on the apron and said, "Hey, tag me." Cameron Grimes says, "I don't need your help. I don't, you know." And then, but despite that, Grimes and Gacy defeated Stacks and D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo. You know, so you got that. But then Cameron Grimes is saying, "Hey, we don't need your help." But then the Dyad attacked Cameron Grimes, and then Joe Gacy kind of clotheslines him, saying, "You know, ungrateful little, you know, whatever." JD McDonough addresses Braun Breaker while he's getting himself shaved. He actually, the barber accidentally cuts him, and he goes, "I'm sorry, sir." And he's like, "That's all right." You know, looks at the blood. Guy's got a sick mind, let me tell you.
Jeez.
JD McDonough, formerly known as Jordan Devlin. And Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Tyler Bate. He says he wants a rematch for the championship. So, but he says, but if JD McDonough wants that shot, you have to get by me first. So
okay.
So that next week, that match is going to be a number 1 contenders matchup. Yep, I write stuff down. See, I take notes. I take notes, kid.
Exactly.
And then Vic Joseph interviewed Braun Breaker, telling how the whirlwind year was NXT 2.0. It was really good. And as you know, Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark back from their injuries, and so since they missed out on the women's tag team title tournament because of that, they're trying to they're trying to start over. And they went against Kiana James and Ariana Grace, who is the daughter of Santina Marella. But despite, and it was a heck of a tag team matchup, but in the end, Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark did pick up the victory with Nikita Lyons taking the pin. Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark, watch out for them. And those tag team titles, Katana Chase and Kaden Carter have them. I know Toxic Attraction wants them back, but believe me, Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark are coming on strong.
Wow.
And then Malik Blade and Aegis Nofi were talking to the red hooded figure that has been approaching the Dyad, and they're dissing Joe Gacy and whatnot. So the Dyad interrupts them, saying, "How dare you disrespect Joe Gacy? You're gonna find out the hard way." And both teams start brawling in the parking lot. Officials and referees trying to separate them, but Hank Walker comes out. He's the head of security. Hank, we got this. Go get your matchup. So
exactly.
So, well, there will be another newcomer from NXT UK, from the now defunct NXT UK brand, that will be coming over to NXT 2.0. That'll be Oro Mensah, aka Oliver Carter. That's right, he's coming to the States.
Wow.
And he's coming to NXT, debuting next week. Looking forward to it. If you have not seen him, if you haven't watched NXT UK, you know what you can do. If you have not watched NXT UK in the past, you'll be in for a treat of what this young man is going to do. Oro Mensah. Mensah, is that? I believe that would be Kofi Kingston's one of his real names. I believe Kofi. I think Mensah's last name, so he probably chose that to honor his hero, Kofi Kingston. After all, this young man's from Ghana, West Africa, as well as Kofi Kingston. How do you see Kofi Kingston and Oro Mensah team up? Because they would make a great team. Anyways, Wesley was getting checked out. Looks like he's not medically cleared to compete. Think a little bit more on that. Mackenzie Mitchell names the nominees for Best NXT Superstar of the Year. When Grayson, while she was naming the nominees like Nikita Lyons, Braun Breaker, Andy Rose, and all that, Grayson Waller interrupts Mackenzie Mitchell. He says, "Is my name in it?" And Mackenzie Mitchell says, "No." And he starts dissing the fans and running his mouth. You know what? Somebody get Johnny Gargano back to NXT to teach this kid a lesson, please. That loud mouth, he can't keep his mouth shut. Jeebus.
Exactly.
Anyways, Hank Walker took on Big Body Javier Bernal. And after a hard-fought match, Hank Walker picked up the victory, a big victory, over Javier Bernal. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams were a promo on the way to the ring to address what happened to West League. Sol Ruka, who is a female surfer, also is learning her tricks of the trade. I watched her on NXT Level Up. She's coming soon to NXT. And then after all the votes are in, Braun Breaker was voted biggest NXT Superstar of the Year. Congratulations to Braun Braun Breaker, the NXT champ. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams came to the ring to address the NXT universe about what happened to Wes Lee. And then Solo Sikoa, who made his SmackDown debut last week on Friday Night SmackDown, made his main roster debut at Clash of the Castle, helping Roman Reigns to retain his title over Drew McIntyre.
Wow.
And Wade Barrett, Wade, you went on the bump before Clash of the Castle, and told Drew McIntyre, I'm afraid of got some bad news. You're going to lose and Roman Reigns will keep the title. But then, what happens? You come on, Solo Sikoa comes back to NXT. Oh, he's not welcome here. And he's upset because he's cost Drew McIntyre the championship. Make up your mind. Who are you rooting for, Wade? Come on. Man, I think your brain's in the center of Nexus, that's for sure.
Wow.
Anyways, anybody will get that reference? You should. So he says, I got next. North American title was going to be on the line regardless. So Solo Sikoa challenging Carmelo Hayes. The two went back and forth. Trick Williams was taken out of the equation. Solo Sikoa at Samoa drops. Carmelo Hayes went on top to do a splash. 1, 2, 3. We have a new NXT North American champion in Solo Sikoa. That's right. The Bloodline's got all dripping in gold right now. You got the Usos, undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. You got Roman Reigns, the undisputed WWE Universal World Heavyweight Champion. And now you got Solo Sikoa as the NXT North American Champion. What about Sami Zayn? Someone just talks some sense to Sami Zayn. He's not a member of the Bloodline.
Wow.
So, hey, whatever. But then at the end, Shawn Michaels is talking about how NXT will continue to be a developmental brand to create superstars tomorrow. But they had the NXT 2.0 logo, but it got zapped out. The 2.0 got zapped out, and just regular NXT in black and gold, or mostly in gold, white and gold, or something like that. You know what? That means it's going to be a new logo. It's going to be a new colored NXT logo, and let me tell you, and it's not going to be rainbow logo. We're back to the black and gold with that new logo. That means there'll be no more 2.0 because you're going to have the thumbnail you're going to see when I do this report. It's going to say NXT 2.0, and that'll be the first and last time you're going to see that thumbnail. I made a new thumbnail just now as a result. So that is it now. That is all the time we have on this show. I'm just putting it. That's all the time we have on this show. As you can tell, man, this is really, really cool, man. I'm telling you, this is totally awesome.
Wow.
To say the least. This episode 13 is complete. NXT 2.0 Event Center for September the 13th, 2022. Aired here the next day, September the 14th, 2022. That's it, and my announcer will take you out. And I'll see you in the next episode. It's Wild Wednesday. The first episode, Wild Wednesday. On the next episode, episode 14. Do the Joker's Wild. Okay? I'll see you guys. Mr. Announcer, take us away. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Production. In association with A Sweet Bumbling Bofa Raver Telepictures and Distribution. See you next time on another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. So long for now.
So that was Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, number 13. Episode number 13, NXT 2.0 Event Center for September 13th, 2022. Okay, they ended from the high note, and all of a sudden they wanted to cancel NXT 2.0. So there you go. So yeah, overall it was a successful episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, in 1977 episode. So yeah, it was great. So there you go. That was LJPCBM episode number 1031. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. Next one's gonna be LJPCBM episode number 1032, which is gonna be about the my Evergreen Shenanigans of 1977, number 14, The Joker's Wild number 1, which is Wild Wednesdays, episode 1. Till next time, Sue Jones and Bobby so baby. We give orders to be asking for Sue. Till Wednesday out. See ya.
Given unto me this life I'll never take for granted, and given all the time I failed to really understand it, I never sought to meet the maker of reality, the one who gave the life that which is always happening, but I tried all the time. I ask, why me? Why was I the one to see things as I do under the moonlight and the sun? Perception is the question, and the giver holds the key.